Oi, what's up? It's Demented, and today I have another video that I've been wanting to make for a while, especially since this past weekend. A lot of people have been talking about Skewed's Brig, and I've mentioned a bunch of times in terms of Twitter, just to people that I know in general, that I've definitely been wanting to get my hands on these VODs because I didn't watch the Glads game that closely because it's Gladiators versus Titans. You already know what the outcome's gonna be. But with that being said, people are putting Skewed on like he just put on the performance of a lifetime, so I want to see how well that fits for him. And I don't think that by any means I'm going to be surprised for the most part. I still have mediocre expectations. I don't know if he played the first map, or does he? Okay, so Skewed plays the entire time, but what I want the biggest takeaways to be, pretty much, is that Skewed was showing some impressive stats, and with that being said, that's cool and all, but if his gameplay doesn't back up the stats, it's not hard to get good Brig stats. I think most Brig players know this, but we haven't had a good enough Brig player in a while to where we've actually been able to see that come to fruition. And time to get into my normal preface and start my lo-fi, that I am very much not a hater of main support players, but I am perceived as very negative because I think the role is very much needing more focus and needing improved upon, as well as the bar for main support play is all around very low, especially for Brig. So if Skewed comes out of this being a really good fucking Brig player, I want to be really I'm hoping that I can be happy about this. But if you watch my actual video, okay, give me a second, that was a really good flail, but give me a second. If I follow up with what I was saying in my original video that I uploaded during the day of, or maybe it was the day after Glad's played, I'm curious about how often this is going to happen, because this is again against Titans. Titans have yet to win a game. I'm concerned where people are drawing the line of like, this is an insane Brig player. So that was a good flash, or a good flail, good bash. But this is also just a, in my opinion, a comp difference. Let me look for that extra swing. I looked for way for a second. So these small little procs are really good. My flail's fine. Not using unnecessary cooldowns. I probably want to watch this map and then watch Junkertown, because I think Junkertown was one of the maps that was probably called to be one of the better ones. But so far, Inspire uptime, everything's been pretty good across the board. And again, it's not about how good Skewed plays once, it's how good Skewed plays consistently that I care about personally. So, but if we can finally get a good Brig player in the league, I will more than happily appreciate the fuck out of it. Okay, that's a really, okay. So, remember on very first fight when, oh god, I have to say the fucking main tank's name, Changsik. So, watch this first fight. So, when Changsik, in very first fight, goes for an engagement, he gets flailed off of high. That's fine. But notice the contrast between that and this flail here, where I was gonna say for a while, because at this point, I, like, as soon as cooldowns, as soon as ultimates, as soon as anything has initiated the fight, and as soon as the fight has started, you really need to start trying to get Inspire up. And it's a very long disconnect. And Skewed waits, and finally, barely, that is treading the line so close of if that flail isn't at that exact time, Changsik gets a dive off for nearly free. But the way that I see it could have been better is if the flail would have came in as Changsik was coming in, because then you would have denied that all in the first place, and to not make it as hard on yourself. But I mean, the only thing that I'm seeing is pre-fight Inspire is very rough. This is very aggressive positioning. That was something that I saw a lot from like a couple clips. Was that some of the positioning looked needlessly aggressive almost in some instances. So especially if they have like, if you're looking at you playing Brig and look at the Titans composition, the Titans have to play into you. As soon as their dive gets off, you immediately get value. As soon as they hit your face, which, although you can play for dive denial, the rest of the people are still going to be there, besides the monkey. Like, this should be fine to not have to push up and get aggressive. Failed copy. Okay. Was this another bad play from Changsik? Okay, if it is, I'm gonna lose it. Does this flail come out as soon as he... Okay, you can't tell me that that's intentional, or that that is good on Skewed, in my opinion. First off, just if you're looking to, like, double monkey dive is nothing crazy. It's nothing like out of the ordinary. It's nothing that we haven't seen before. On top of that, now we have Changsik who isn't able to dive, but now whoever can, or Teru, who can get primal, who can get more value, is still in the fight. That's what I don't like to see. You immediately want to drain any copy of getting any value as fast as possible. And that split-second decision, plus that's really bad on Changsik. Timing-wise. This is not good on Skewed in my eyes. Like, right now this is okay. Ooh, okay. Well... I mean, okay, they committed double primal and B, but how's he had a Linkser? Linkser fucking TPs and Swanton bombs him? Holy shit, okay. I mean, again, I think that was really bad denying denying Changsik over denying Teru. Because if you deny the echo copy, you just need to last longer than the echo copy. That's what you're playing for, especially with a Winston copy. Getting up here, I don't think gives you that much of an advantage. Like, now that Shewd's up... Okay, so I want you to tell me that I'm wrong. I want you to go to my last video and take quote-unquote me saying this is more bad on Titans, realistically, it's more than likely bad on Titans than good on Gladiators. And I want you to tell me I'm wrong when Rolf gets stunned here. Please enlighten me that I'm wrong. I want to hear an argument for it. Let's continue. Because, like, if I'm looking at that, like, sure, that's good that fucking Skewed did that, but if Rolf wasn't a complete feeder, that wouldn't have happened in the first place. I noticed very hesitant to bash divas, which I'm not too happy about. You want to bash divas whenever they commit any sort of cooldown. I'm doing a good job of getting rally though. I see. What I see in this is a lack of patience. Because ultimately, as I said earlier, and I will probably have to repeat saying, Titans are on what is called 6-man, realistically. So it's not full 6-man, but realistically, everyone on the Titans team can go from point A to point B fairly fast and fairly like do well in that scenario. They have to come to you and look at how long he like waits and swings for instead of just taking an opportunity and flailing really early. Now granted, Titans don't capitalize on it, but the thing is they could if they were a better team. Not to mention, again, like, some of this unnecessary poke, it's not like it's the worst thing in the world, but it definitely could be better. And, like, getting really sloppy towards the end of fights and towards the middle of fights. Because I think Skewed even got a player of the match for this, and I really want to understand where that sentiment came from. Sorry, I'm pouring my drink. That was good. See, like, what are Titans doing? Yeah. Like, okay, what I don't like is how long it's taking to get Inspire. The Inspire uptime is fine during fights, but it should be. Because when you're going in the middle of a fight, there's no reason that, I think Spillo talked about this, that even though a team is called Dive, even though a team is called Rush, even though a team is called whatever, every comp has different moments of doing everything. Except, like, you can't fucking really dive with like a hard rush comp. But my digression is that, like, Titans dive onto Gladiators and then a brawl happens. Do you get what I'm saying? Now, on top of that, like, when a brawl breaks out, that's when Brig shines. But what really needs to shine is pre-fight and before the fight breaks out, where you're getting Inspire, where you're getting, like, those little pockets is what makes a great Brig. This is average. But this is also where I will defend myself in saying that, like, I'm pretty sure people are still going to say Skewed is the greatest Brig in the league because of how low the standard is. Because you all have seen all the fucking, the shit that some of the other people have done on Brig. A disgrace to the character. Wow, taking a lot of poke and getting very lost in the sauce. But yeah, Changsik is just eating flails like it's nothing. Like, I think he canceled his flail with... Yeah, like, look at this needlessly aggressive fucking... God. This is where it, like, gets very iffy for me. So first off, I'm pretty sure he cuts off his flail with Rally. Yeah, so he didn't proc Inspire there. Procs it there after the fact. And now is, like, just face tanking the dive because he thinks he can. And there's a reason he almost gets bursted down so many different times. That's a good flail. Would have been better if it got bashed, but that's neither here nor there. Didn't attempt the jump, pussy. Didn't attempt the fucking flower jump. See, that's what I need to see more of. I need to see more flails like that. Okay. Okay. What happened? What happened from going to this flail that was very calculated, very early, and although taking a little bit of poke for it, trades for it with getting Inspire and more uptime? And what changes from then to now? And just panic flailing. Where did that go? Bird Ring has not gotten packed. That's crazy. Okay. Trying to out brawl a fucking monkey or a monkey primal. That's crazy. This fight is still happening? Needlessly aggressive. You're inting? Bro. Okay. The focus fire is so bad from the Titans that if they even slightly gave a fraction of a shit about Skewed, if you look at a Brig when she is literally like a 4v5, insta-dead. If you want to see how fast she can die on Brig, go watch any of Jake's VODs. That guy's a fucking menace at it. Like, it's crazy that there's actual examples in the league of how fast you can die on Brig. That's early flail, that's good. The sticky denial, that's fine. See, now this is what I need to see more of. I need to see this passive play. Okay. This guy is refusing to bash anything, and it's starting to piss me off a little bit. Cause like, it's okay to be sparing with it, but like Reaper was ulting in your face, and you held bash for it. We're only at like 5% left. I mean, what the fuck? It's so weird and like should be out of position, is pretty much out of position, but fucking Titans don't capitalize. Yeah, this is about what I assumed. I won't discredit the fact that Skewed is doing a lot of things right. Skewed definitely is doing a lot of things correct, but on top of that, how much of it is at the fault of Titans being out of position, positionally? Like, that's why I wanted to, like, I really want to review this VOD, because people are so, like, up in arms about, holy fuck, this is the best Brig player ever, but, like, do you see how much isn't getting capitalized on? If you're singling out Skewed, the amount of times he's in the other team for no reason, instead of just playing passive, letting the heal do the work, and winning over time. That's where I'm getting frustrated. It's Junkertown, and then I'll see if Hanamura is needed to be watched, but like, I cannot comfortably watch this and say that I can't comfortably watch this and say that this is gonna be that Skewed is the next next best thing in Brig players. Not to mention, Skewed got signed almost exclusively as a Brig player. Like, why are we complimenting people for being good at what they got picked up to one trick? And I know that sounds very negative to the point where it's like not helpful. The mark on the Reaper up to this point has been really good. Alright, so this has been kind of better. But it's also hard because I don't want to drop my standards for Brig play solely because every other Brig and Owl is horrendous. So even if I say that this is the best Brig and Owl, that is coming from someone who also said, like, in the same weekend that there is no good Brig and Owl besides Nisha. I mean, that just didn't even feel like a fight. Linkser went fucking legs and didn't do anything. What the fuck? Wait, okay. How do you miss a flail on the fucking cattle? I don't judge flails often, but when I do, it's on Orissa's. How? Oh my god. It happens though. The mark on Reaper's been really good. Honestly, I don't know if I agree with a lot of these mid-fight flails. I'm not too sure if it's something that I can really say I'm fond of. Okay, let's watch this. I don't know if he got a tick there. Let's assume he did. Okay. Maybe Shu just has like a panic attack every time Teru goes near him. I'm trying to think of good ways to word this. There's a good early flail. Good bash and a drag. Interesting bob. Fucking... Dude, what? Is this where the clip happens? This might be the clip. Yeah. Okay. So this is what I don't like. Because this is one of the clips that everyone's going crazy over. Because Brig showed up 4 times in a kill feed. So I wanna break this down like bit by bit. So first off, is already playing in an objectively bad position. It's not bad to play around cover, but they're on dive, and if you're like, I always say whenever it comes to like your positioning on Brig, you have to play a certain style in terms of what you're looking to do at the beginning of a fight. And if you want to look for dive denial, that's cool and all, but set yourself up for it and make it easier for yourself. Plus, like, denying a dive on low ground is extremely difficult, so don't make it difficult on yourself and try to flail a monkey when you have like a matrix worth of a fucking crack to shove your flail through to try and get it done. It's just not worth, because then again, still no mid-fight Inspire. Has not ticked Inspire until fucking, like, this is really well played from the tanks actually, because if the tanks don't peel for Skewed because of Skewed's bad positioning, this doesn't happen. Nothing here happens, and I want to make that very apparent, because, and it's also bad on fucking, dude, in what universe are you dive and you take a fight in a room like that? Not to mention, oh wait, what orb did? What kind of orb is this that Rolf has thrown? Wait, one that does damage and doesn't heal for 350 HP? And they lost? Whoa, I didn't know fucking damage orb was bad. No, fucking dude, please do not gas up people that don't need it. I'm tired of this shit. Like, the damage boost, and still dies because the positioning isn't good. Like, if you want to say look at the fucking cool 4K that a Brig got, sure, but don't flash it off like it's the fucking best play you've ever seen. God, I'm gonna lose my mind. Wait, what has happened up to this point? So Cole comes out. Like, when does Changsik dive shoe? Does he go all the way behind? Changsik dives with the bomb. That's a fine dude. Yeah, like, again, really questionable flails in my eyes. And again, there was an ego one there, which was just unnecessary. Dude, completely lost. There were 3 people alive. There was FRD, baby FRD, Changsik, and Fire, and Skewed was swinging at the cart. There's no way. I feel like there's some deception at play with how good Skewed really is. Not the biggest fan of this positioning. If this was solely just for scouting, that would have been fine, but it wasn't. Yeah, the more I think about it, the more I dislike holding far right. Well, okay, it's different if space is there, but solo holding it is really bad. If space is okay. Holy fuck, these guys need to learn how to play. Okay, so let's look at everything right now. So if you have a Brig Sig off-angling, they can't necessarily push you. They meaning their core, as well as you win any off-angle duel as long as they don't have Brig. And if you assume that your Brig is better, even in some cases you win the neutral. So why are you not forcing out this Widow and this Sig? It's not difficult to. You just walk at them and force them to then go from an off angle where, even though it's a slight off angle that can cause minimal damage, you then force them to go from main and funnel in where it even fucks them more, or even far right, or I guess far left defender side, whatever it is, wherever I fucking drew the arrow to, that like makes them still have an off angle, but it's gonna waste their time. But instead, like, look how much fucking poke Skewed's taking because they're not forcing a 1v1. Or they're not forcing a... Look how fucking mindlessly aggressive. Please, please try to back me up. Or please try to say that I'm wrong. And say that that was not aggressive for no reason and force shoes lamp. I'll watch it again. Gonna clip my nails. Because that's more skewed speed than fucking contesting an off angle. Would rather belly flop onto the fucking core of their team and hope something happens. Again, why? Don't be alone, and if you have your Sig, now get aggressive. See, this is why. What stopped them from doing this earlier? Oh my god. You haven't seen the Widow. What the fuck? You're so dumb. Please. Like, just play this. Then you have Sig shielding over here to fucking get away from poke. Like, plus, they pushed it unnecessarily. Because, like, when I was saying push the off angle, if I'm resetting the stage, there were 4 people main with their Genji, their Bap, their Brig, and their Orisa. Now, and on the off angle was 2 people, a really shitty circle of Widow and Sig. If Widow and Sig are on the off angle, then you fucking push it. Don't wait and then, while they're all grouped up right here and there's literally 5 people. Let's go look at them. It makes no sense. That's why he gets punished. Like, obviously it sounds like I was like commending him for making the right play when I was saying, yeah, now you're pushing the off angle, but it's like the timing was off. Because luckily I can use hindsight, but I mean, it's not like, if you're thinking about this, that you can't scout this. It's not that you can't see when an off angle is being pushed or communicate to your team when the front line is being pushed. You have those tools at your disposal. Use them. Aggressive bash? For no reason. Luckily, Teru just kind of fucks off, though. I remember distinctly that Teru gets a big blade, and I want to see if Skewed could... Okay. What the fuck is going down with this cooldown management now? I haven't been looking at back usage too much, but I'm assuming why. Literally, if... Oh my god. Okay. So, in the neutral of a Brig 1v1, you... like, your main goal is to bash the other Brig. Because as soon as you get that off, you're able to get the full combo off. So you have the damage advantage, as well as you can then play more passively. If you get the bash off first, then you're able to have Inspire longer, as well as you wait, get your cooldowns, and if you hit the stun first, then you're getting your cooldowns up first. That's all that a Brig 1v1 revolves around, as well as now look how desynced he is from space. Because he bashed nothing. You let your shield break? Why? I'm pretty sure this is where Teru blades. What did you... Whoa! What the fuck did you bash? Okay. You bashed nothing. So let me bring you a healthy alternative of FRD has a grasp cooldown that you can stun him out of, although he didn't have it, to be fair, but there's also a Genji right next to him, as well as a Baptiste, and instead you just bash off cooldown. That brings you literally nothing and gets you killed. Because again, people that play Brig and know how not exactly how easy it is to destroy a Genji, but Genji's ult is very snowbally. If you get the first kill, you get the dash reset, and like so on and so on. So if you stop him out of the gate, and he goes on to his first target and gets bashed, that's a half a second or however much of... Bro, you saw the Widow. Of delayedness before that blade can even get the snowball rolling. I'm a little just confused on what we're hard shielding. Yeah, you saw the Widow. I mean, whether he saw it or not, I'm not sure of, but I saw it. Obviously, hindsight 2020, but I don't know, man. Kinda lost the team fight for him. So this is now okay. So now what I'm trying to figure out and what I'm trying to decipher is, so up to this point, Skewed has now got a 4K, one 4K, and now has single-handedly, through dying to Linkser, lost both first and second point. Not entirely, but also was unchecking Teru to snowball second point. So where is this best Brig coming out of? Where is this deep throating of Skewed statistics coming from? Not to mention, like, defensive assists, which I think was the thing that like, obviously kill participation, it shows up on like the cards or whatever, but defensive assists and shit literally just mean that you're getting Inspire while other people do shit, and then the game feels whether they want to indicate whether it's an offensive or defensive assist. Like, just taking shield spam for no reason. Not to mention there's no Inspire happening through all this. Which, I mean, a common refute would be, okay, where do you get Inspire from this? Shield, and you can stay at this window. You can also offer information of where the Widow is, because you're about, if you were at the window, you would be able to see it, as well as you can see who's pushing carts, so you know whether, like in this instance, if Teru's not with them, you would be able to see that their damage isn't with them, and that they're a core of literally tanks and supports. And if you want to walk at them with your Echo's damage, you can. I take a bow. Still has not gotten Inspire. Still has not gotten Inspire. Okay. Okay, let's walk through this. So again, I'll just digress that up to this point has not gotten Inspire. Look at this drop. This is not aggressive. Not overly aggressive, just dropping on top of their tanks and their Brig. Interesting. And I've always said Brig is the middleman. Brig does not frontline, and Brig does not backline. Brig is always in the middle, always trying to get you value. But instead, nah, this is fine just because it's skewed. And not to mention, Skewed gets his rally forced by his bad positioning, because he then walks up, and then because space dies, he then feels the need, and then is wide peeking a Widow. Holy shit, you greedy fuck. Does no one else see how aggressive this is? Now, at this point, it's cleanup, so it's whatever. But for the first 2 kills, before Fire and FRD died. So, okay, wait. Now let's see why your fucking shield broke. So this is just a whole mess of fumbling the bag. So so you're dropping with 130 HP on shield, then drop instantly, get it to 63. Doesn't let shield recharge, and shield break. Like, at this point, you would start, like, rapidly swinging. But in Skewed's mind, he's swinging as soon as he rallies. It's mindlessly aggressive, and it can and will get punished once they play a better team. Skewed. Okay, holy fuck. Holy shit. Please look for Inspire. Just off angle for it. Slight off angle. Mark FRD. Please. Still has not gotten Inspire. There you go. See, that's fine. Let your shield recharge. Please. Please. I'm gonna lose it. Stop! Oh. Why? Why? Why does it take your shield getting to literally 6 HP for you to care? Plus, there was no reason to give up high ground. Sure, you lost your, like... Oh my god, just all over the place. This is fine now. Recharge your shield. Holy shit. Yeah. So shield management, I'm assuming I haven't caught on to it for a while, has been incredibly ass. At least in this map. Nice. That was a sick one. Why? What is this? Again, forces your own rally. is just getting shot in the back. So I now bring to you Linkster's POV. So is this still skewed good? That's still skewed good? Wide swinging a Widow? Or is it Titans bad? I want that to be the sentiment that you take away from this. Because those stats, don't get me wrong, those are some good stats for defensive assists or whatever the fuck. It's cool and all. But where does it matter? Or does it actually matter? Because I think contextually it doesn't. This guy is really just wanting to play as aggressive as fucking possible. So even with the round win there were still some really hard-hitting mistakes. Fuck it. I'll make this over an hour. Wait. Why the fuck have I dropped frames? Pain. Okay, well apparently I've dropped frames during this recording. I apologize. I gotta clear out some space. Oh, Moth plays. Okay, well GR. So let me go to my black screen. My black screen at the end of this. Because I am very much like this is what I always plan on doing when it comes to videos. I have just for the last roughly 50 minutes told you about what I think were the big issues. And now this is where you draw your own conclusion over said problems. And I mean, if we're just talking in general, pre-fight Inspire was fine, or wasn't fine, was very inconsistent. I didn't pay too much attention to pack usage. I usually do that on the third map. I mean, but it didn't seem anything too crazy. It didn't seem like he never had a pack when he needed it. Shield management was horrible. Position was always aggressive and like needlessly aggressive, and I can definitely see Skewed getting heavily punished for that in literally any other team environment. And that's again what I will bring up is, was this Skewed or was this Titans that put up these statistics? So that's what I want to leave you with. And let me stop my lo-fi and outro by saying that's about it. So I appreciate the fuck out of you for making it this far in the video. I don't know how you did it, but I personally do not think that Skewed is anything more than above average in terms of Brig play. If there was stuff you saw that you think I didn't call, or that I should have, I guess, called, I would appreciate any feedback in the comments. I appreciate the fuck out of all of you. If you want to know whenever I upload, follow me on Twitter. And with that being said, I will see you when I see you. Later.